Okay, so here is a little demo on how to cut out an object. I'm going to use magnetic lasso for this demo. You can also use pen tool, so I'll do a demo on pen tool too. But first of all, what are you going to cut out, right? I'm going to cut out an image that I found online, and I'm going to place it into a background that I took. Now, part of this assignment is that I wanted you to use at least one of your own images. So you could use one of your own images for this cutting out procedure, or vice versa. You could place one of another image onto your image. So anyway, finding images online. I cannot emphasize enough how much you need to find large images. So when I do an image search on Google, I go to tools, I go to size, and I go to large. Please, 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 large images, okay? Now, I did actually find a large image right off the bat that I loved, and this is the one I used for my project. So when it comes up, it's probably a good thing if it takes some time to load, because that means it's big. 1920 by 1080, that's a big image. If both of those numbers are over 1,000, you've got a nice large image. I wouldn't use any image that's smaller than like 600 by 700-ish, something like that. If at least one of the dimensions is 700, it's probably big enough. Anyway, before I used it though, I went ahead and downloaded it. I didn't just screenshot it or anything, because when you screenshot, that's actually going to make the resolution really low. And on a Mac, you push control. Let's see, what did I just do? Control and right click, and then I can go to save image as, and I can put it onto my desktop. On the Chromebook, I know there's something similar, but it's a combination of keyboard, shortcuts or whatever. So save that, download it, put it on your actual computer or your downloads folder. Okay, so anyway, let's just pretend like I did that right now, because I already did it before. Going back to photopea. So file, open. There's gonna be a lot of long pauses. And here's my original. It should be noted when I say cut out, it's literally cutting it out, just like if you had a pair of scissors, right? Really, really, really helps if you get an image that has a super plain background like this. You can do it other ways, but it's a lot easier with a super plain background. My eventual cutout actually looked, I have a JPEG of my cutout image here. So when I cut it out, it's just the skull, and it has a white background. But when I pull it into, see, it's hiding behind here. But when I pull it into photopea, you'll see it's not a white background, it's a clear background. It has those little tiny little grids. It's like gray and white. Okay, anywho. So magnetic lasso. First of all, and always, 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 before you start doing any kind of detail work like this, zoom in, zoom way in. You can just do a better job if you zoom in. And really, photopea is a little bit slow. So sometimes if you click a bunch, you'll see that it's kind of, it's struggling, like it'll keep going after you stop clicking, because it's still trying to catch up with what you did. So to me, this is a pretty good. You got your move tool up here, and your move tool, you should be able to move. Wait, no, I don't want to do that, because that actually moved it off the canvas. No, I guess I can just move around like this with 2 fingers. Sweet. Because what you'll be doing is making a selection and then moving it. You can see it's like I do it, and then it like keeps going even after I'm done. Okay, so magnetic lasso is here. So it looks like a lasso, right? You push on that little corner and you'll get this selection menu. You don't want to use any of these. I have no idea what those are good for. I mean, maybe for graphic design purposes, but photographers use the magnetic lasso tool a lot. because it sticks. And this is why it's really good if you have a plain background, because the magnetic lasso is going to stick to whatever it thinks you're trying to select. And if there's a bunch of junk in the background, it's more difficult for the lasso tool to do it. So anywho, I'm going to click on a point, and then, wait a minute, it's slow. Come on, buddy. That's the regular lasso tool. Okay, it's really hard to see, but it is actually selecting. Okay, you can see this like light gray kind of line. One thing that's annoying about magnetic lasso though is if you try to leave the magnetic lasso, go back to the menu to do something, it's like the line like follows you wherever you go, see? So it's kind of like annoying to get off magnetic lasso when you're on it. Anyway, what you want to do is give it some clicks pretty often to help guide it. Like right now, I'm seeing that it kind of went off the path that I wanted it to go to a little bit. So I'm going to go back to the last click I made and make a click closer to it. And what it's literally doing, and I'm guiding it by moving it myself, but it's sticking, it's making a selection that follows the path of the skull. And really this picture was already, and look, see when I do this, the tool is going to follow me over here in an annoying way. Actually, look at that, it's stuck to the tooth. One of the reasons I use the magnetic lassos, I used the pen tool at first, but I realized how annoying it was going to be to cut out these teeth. But since this background's so simple, the lasso tool is sticking right to it. And the more of these little clicks that you make, it helps guide the magnetic lasso tool and just sort of helps it remember, or I mean, helps it figure out what you're actually trying to select. See right there, it messed up. It actually cut off the bottom of the tooth. So I'm gonna have to do something to make it go back. There we go. I use delete to, just the delete key. Just a second, honey. I'm in the middle making a video. I use the delete key to get rid of the point that I made on the other side of the tooth. Yeah, Dorothy, just give me a second, okay?
Can I say hi?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, mommy's classmates. I got a bang cut.
It's looking
good. Good night, Mama.
Good night, sweetie. I'll be down to do your lullaby in a sec, okay? Okay, so basically I'm gonna give it some more guidance this time because it found a different surface. And you can see I'm just giving it a ton of clicks to make sure it knows what I'm trying to do. And follow, follow, follow. If it gets confused, push delete a couple of times. If you've already made an anchor point, you have to delete the anchor point. If not, if you just go backwards, it'll go backwards. Anyway, this can be time consuming. So I'm not going to show you the entire selection. What I am going to show you is when you have it selected, what to actually do next. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video and skip ahead in time a little bit. Okay,